Say they're now on the hook to foot massive bills after President Trump ordered the Department of Agriculture to freeze spending for grants and loans promised under the Biden administration. The Trump administration, though, rescinded the pause less than 2 days later, but the farmers who need that money still feeling the impact. Maryland flower farmer Beth Resnick is joining us now. First of all, just explain, what effect did this freeze and then the reversal of the freeze have on you? Are you still dealing with the consequences of this?
Yes, we are. We signed our contract with the government about a year ago to put solar panels on our barn. And about a year later, the project was complete, and we were supposed to get our funding the week that the funding freeze was announced. And we still haven't seen the money. And when we asked the government representative where it was and what we should do, they informed us that our funding request had been rejected due to the funding freeze.
Okay, so your funding had been approved, and then the freeze happened, it was rescinded, and now they're telling you it's been rejected. Do you have any understanding of why that is?
I don't. They haven't been in touch with us since they told us that, and they told us just to wait and that there's a lot of moving parts and that no one's really sure what's going on. So it's a very stressful time.
Do you think this is part of the design of all this, is that they're saying, look, the freeze is no longer in place, but in fact, it is still in place, just more quietly?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just a farmer trying to do my work. I have no idea how these things work. I mean, we have relied on government grants before to build our farm. And, I started farming right out of college. I was 23 years old, didn't have a whole lot of money of my own. Farming, you don't make a whole lot. So, the profit margins are so slim. These government programs are just so important for helping new farmers and farmers who don't have, independent wealth to get going. So, in the past, there's been no problem with these government grants and loans, but this is the first time I've ever had anything like this.
What does, not getting the other half of that $73,000, which is nothing to sneeze at, mean to your business?
It's hard to even think about. We already have loans for building our farm. We bought our own farm after a decade of leasing land just a couple years ago. So we already have a farm service agency loan that allowed us to build heated greenhouses to grow our flowers during those winter holidays like Valentine's Day and Easter. So it's hard to imagine taking on more debt. We're sort of scraping by, just paying back the loan that we already have as it is.
Have you thought about just sort of applying for new grants? I mean, what would that be? And do you just expect that they're going to get rejected as well?
It would feel strange to apply for more grants, given that I don't feel like I can trust that they will be issued. This particular grant, was the kind of thing where you put the money up first and then you get reimbursed. So, we're waiting and we're hoping, but if a future grant opportunity from the government comes up, I'll definitely pause before accepting, because I would be afraid this might happen again.
Is this happening to your fellow farmers? Are you hearing this from anyone else in your world?
Yes, absolutely. Everyone is really scared. People have reached out to me all over the country sharing similar stories. There's two other farms in Maryland who were in the middle of receiving their grant contracts for their solar panels as well. So there's at least two other people who are in the exact same position as me. And then there's also other government grants, not even this one, but ones for building high tunnels and putting a well on your property and putting up fencing for livestock. And all of those are frozen. So everyone is kind of in limbo and just feeling very nervous.
Beth Resnick, thank you so much for talking us through this and giving us the real world impact of some of the things that the administration is doing. And by the way, the flowers that we saw from your farm are gorgeous. I might be calling you a little bit later. Those are beautiful. So appreciate you coming on this morning.
Thank
you. All right. John.
All right, this morning, the